Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I have nothing to give you, only to say thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Jehovah Jireh. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Kaka, I have nothing to give you, only to say thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Lord Jesus, you are worthy to be praised. Amen. Lord Jesus, you are worthy to be praised. Amen. Lord Jesus, you are worthy to be praised. Amen. Lord Jesus, you are worthy to be praised. Amen. All glory, honor to your name. Thank you, Jesus. All glory, honor to your name. Amen. All the glory and honor to your name. Thank you, Jesus. All glory, honor to your name. Worthy is the Lord. Worthy is the Lord. Worthy is the Lord. Worthy is the Lord. In heaven and the earth, there is no one like you, Lord. In heaven and the earth, there is no one like you, Lord. Amen. In the heaven and the earth, no one like you, Lord. You are worthy, Lord. Jesus excellent, Daddy. Jesus excellent, Jehovah. Jesus excellent, Daddy. Daddy, I love you. Amen. Excellent, Daddy. I love you, Lord. Jehovah, I can see everything. See everything, oh. See everything. I can see everything, oh. See everything, oh. See everything, oh. Call me favor. Somebody tell me your name. I said tell me your name. I am lifted by the blood. Oh, above sin and sorrow, into the presence of the Lord. I am lifted. I am lifted, Lord. Oh, by a blow. Amen. Today, there is a melody in my heart. To the melody man, melody man, melody man. I can see walking in my favor. I can see walking in my miracle. I can see walking in my miracle. He will do what he says. Hallelujah. Walking in my favor. Amen, amen. All the glory be to the Lord. The God of Moses, we need your presence. The God of Elijah, come down with fire. Amen. Amen. Who is greater than Jehovah, Lord divine? No one. I say, who is greater than Jehovah, Lord divine? Oh, excellent Jehovah, marvelous. Yeah. Shama, hallowed be thy name. Better, better, oh, better, my God is with me, better, hallelujah, better, amen, amen, God is doing me better. Baba, Baba, oh, Baba, you are worthy, Baba, hallelujah. Baba, me, oh, hey, you are worthy, Lord, you are worthy, worthy, worthy. Baba, me, oh, you are worthy, Baba. Father, to you, Jesus. Almighty Father, to you, Daddy. To you, Jesus. To you, Daddy. All adoration forevermore. Amen. My story has changed. God has given me victory. Forever and ever. Amen. I will sing hallelujah. Hallelujah. My story has changed. He has changed. Oh, He has given me victory, brother. Amen. I am victorious, victorious forever and ever. Jesus died on the cross, saving me on the cross. Hallelujah, miracles to redeem me. Oh, hallelujah, on the cross. You are the reason I'm happy. You are the reason I'm happy. Oh, you are the reason, oh. You are the reason. You are the reason, oh. I am a God who never fails. I am a God who never fails. I am a God who never fails. Jesus never fails. Savior never fails. Forevermore, amen. I am singing a new song today. I am singing a new song today. For my parents and son, Jesus do it for my life. I am singing a new song today. My man God, oh, I will never worship you, never worship you. I will never worship you, amen. I will never worship my man God. Ancient of days, you are so good. The Lion of Judah, you are so good. Oh, the Lily of Valley, you are so good. Oh, you are good, you are good, you are good, amen. Oh, Jehovah, you are so good. Jehovah, you are so good. Somebody else come and give him praise because he is in the temple. That is not like you, Jehovah. You are sweet, so good and so kind and so wonderful to us. Everybody come and give him praise. Immortal. adoration. Now my Papa, oh, everybody give him the praise. Now my Papa, oh, God is God. He will never become a man. What he said, he will surely lead them to pass. Every power that taking dominion in your life, every day, Jesus' power will knock them down. Yeah. Surely bring them to pass. Every power that taking dominion in your life, every day, Jesus' power will knock them down. Knock them down. Oh, he will never become a man. Oh, every power that taking dominion in your life, brother, every day that Jesus' power will knock them down. They will see, they will hear of the Lord in my life, brother. They will see, sister, they will hear the goodness of the Lord in my life. Hallelujah. Yeah, everybody will hear my testimony, the goodness of the Lord. I promise you, God is worthy. Another miracle is coming on my way. A big miracle is coming on my way. Amen. Yeah. On your way, brother. It's coming on my way. Another testimony is coming on my way. A big miracle is coming on your way. Amen. Oh, give him all the praise. If you believe, shout again. President General among the nations. President General among the nations. I salute you, Lord. I salute you, Lord. There is no one like Jehovah. You are the best President General. Most excellent is Jesus. Shout hallelujah, amen. The most excellent is Jesus. Shout hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah. Ganga
Okay. Thank you, folks. Welcome, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. We're here again this evening. Nathaniel Cryport, thank you for the background. It looked very, very wonderful. It looked number G, because you're Cheikh Consulate. Hey, thank you, Nathaniel. Thanks. That's a wonderful, wonderful background, folks. What do you think about that background? I don't care what color it is, but it's wonderful. Look at that guy in the background. Oh my goodness. I'm so amazed. But anyway, folks, safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing us together. Lord, we ask you to continue to bless us. These people have not found a disease cure yet. The cure hasn't come yet. The disease is out there. It's not waiting. Only you, the one that's stopping the disease from ravaging all over this place. Only your power that is keeping us. And Lord Jesus, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your continued mercy. I want to thank you for your continued blessing. Lord, we ask you to continue to put a speedy recovery on our brother, Mr. Mabutu. The young man is not well, but we ask you, he's in your hand. Guide him. Bring a speedy recovery on this young man. Lord Jesus, we also have 2 tables. One table here in the diaspora and another table back home. We have to put food on it. You know, my Lord, we can't sit here and eat and be happy without our brothers and sisters, mother, father eating back home, auntie, everybody. We are suffering. But yet still you continue to provide for us to be able to put food on 2 tables. You're the only person that can do that. And we want to thank you for that. Bless our country. Bless our leaders. Give them wisdom, my Lord. And bless the host country. Thank you. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. And this is what we do. Yesterday, actually, was my wife's birthday. But I let the children to do their stuff. So I tell her I will have the entire day to myself to do that. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? I put birthday picture. Oh, you know what? Because I don't want to sleep in the couch. Big put the picture up. Hey, that birthday now, and I sleep in the couch now, that for sure. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, but no, on a very serious. What do you think of the storyline of the picture? We met in Ghana, America, going 1 baby, 2, 3, and then her life, go to school, graduated, all that kinds of stuff. But I was able to put them together in terms of Thailand. I enjoyed that video, to be honest with you. It's a wonderful video, if I may say so. Okay, folks, no, on a very serious note, happy birthday, wife. We appreciate it, and thank you very much for all that you have done over the years. We have 4 kids here, and I really don't like to count. Well, actually 5. I don't like to count the other one. She's married. She have her own baby now. She's not part of her again. You're gone. Next time I will not even put your picture up because you're not part of her again. You've different people family now. Why come to put your picture all the time? That Ramford. But Ramford is 1/4 out, 1/4 in. He's getting ready to go to law school here in 2 months. And I'm sure once he finishes with law school, he's not coming back here. So I will count him half. Anybody you under my roof, I'll count you. The rest of the people, I'll count. And the dollar part, I will not count her again next time. When I say I got children, I'll say 4.5. No, 3.5. I still counting Ramford. 3.5. So 3, Ramford getting ready to go to law school. 1/4 in, 1/4 out. As soon as he finishes with law school, boom, he's out. Completed. You know, the other children, I don't even call their names. Come call their name. But anyway, thank you. On a very serious note, it's a very serious business. We try to take care of our family, and the family are taking care of us a little bit through the mercies of God, and we'll continue to pray for long life. Let's go ahead. Let's start the show. As usual. It's going to be an interesting one here tonight. It's not only interesting as usual, but it's very sad. Folks, that's the president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah, who was elected, duly elected, 61.5% of the electorate said this is the person who won. So we have to respect him. We have to wait until his turn over and campaign against him. There's nothing else. Nothing else. If you respect the Republic of Liberia, you respect the rule of the Republic of Liberia and obey the rules of the Republic of Liberia. Paramount among those rules is the Constitution. And the Constitution must be respected at all times. There's no question. This is the president they gave me, and I say thank you, Liberian people. I respect him. I'm going to criticize, but I will do so with respect, and I will do so with responsibility. Because any one of you, Liberia, any one of you that watching this video or will watch a video later could say to that offer tomorrow. There's nothing stopping you, nothing. You know, Dr. Where I come from? Gibraltar. Nothing stopping you. Nothing. Only God. So as long as God gives you that opportunity, you will be president. There's no question, right? But I say when you become president, you want me to respect you as well. And that's what we're going to do. Okay? Thank you. That's Dr. Weir. It's a serious, serious issue. Serious issue. And this, folks, we've been saying it from time to time that elections matter. Election matters. There's no joke, no two-way street around it. What are election in Samson Toll House, where the kids were buying with their mom and vote, knocking out Kisawali for a whole week, no Kisawalis allowed in the house? That's election. Because the people voted, I'm not going to eat Kisawali in the whole house. Even if my heart burning, I can't eat Kisawali in the house because they said they don't want Kisawali in the whole house for 1 week. That's election. That's election. As long as we all, even though they are my kids and my wife, but we agree, we're going to vote on this subject matter. No Kisawali, no palm oil, no palm butter, none of this stuffy food for 1 whole week. You're going to eat salad. Me eating salad 1 week. Because at first I lobby my kids to vote in my favor. Because the wife don't want those things for 1 week. So I lobby the kids and they was okay. They are Liberians. They acted a real Liberian, which they are. Oh, they will vote for you. I say you vote for you. Yeah, they will vote. I say Yakiane. I will vote for you there. I say Yakiane. I will vote for Yakiane. I get a Kiane. And hoping that when the election time comes, they're going to vote for me. But when the election time came, they flipped on me. And they voted with their mom. No Kisawali, none of the hardcore Liberian food for 1 week. Salah, my heart pointing. My heart is pointing. But I can't do anything that election. I'm giving you a simple, funny election issue. Election matters. Election matters. Now this one is just Kisawali issue. But what if it had to do with life, prosperity, and everything else? Election matters. Your vote is your voice. Your vote is your voice. Now, bar cheating, election is a wonderful thing to have. But when the election happens, we have to respect the final result. Considering the fact that if there was no cheating, if they are cheating or anything, there are procedure sets that will allow you to adjudicate those type of issues with a specific agency. But that's not what I'm going to talk about tonight. Election matters. What I'm going to, a series of audio that I'm going to be playing for you tonight, they're very sad. They're very sad. People will look you in the eyes and tell you something, and in reality, they're lying to you. In a society where people don't trust each other, How long before you have a serious issue? Election matters. You might think you're going to be fooling me because when I come, I gave you money, I gave you, and you say, yeah, when time comes, you want to, that's okay. But the fact that I come and give you money and you're not questioning me, knowing fully well that you say you're not going to vote for me, that's okay. That's not my point. But the fact that you're not questioning me, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting future generation. Especially in Liberia. This position that people are requesting, asking to be elected for 6 to 9 years, specifically in the legislative body. In 6 years, that's a lot of time. In 6 years, that's going to be a lot of time. 9 years, that's almost like a lifetime. These people are going to get paid every month. Even if there's no money, the government still owes it. So when the government have used some of the money coming in, the people there in control of the purse, they will get their pay first. They can go to Lebanese man, any Lebanese man, and get credit. You can't do that. You don't have collateral. They can use their position as collateral. You don't have that. Election matters. Election matters. When you're having an election, you have to think about your future. That voter card you have, that people trying to manipulate because they want you to vote for them. Printing 4, 5 cards on one individual because they want your vote. And you sit there. And you sit there and these kinds of things happen. You think you're hurting somebody else? You're hurting yourself. How long have we been talking about Zogo business in Liberia? Nothing good is happening with them. How long have we been talking about, I'm talking about Monrovia. How long have we been talking about traffic in Monrovia? Motor vehicle traffic in Monrovia. Nothing has been resolved. Election matters. Election matters. You have to put people in position that will be able to advocate for you, truly. Don't depend on those that stand behind the mic and advocating for you. They are fighting for you, but they are not the people that will implement policy. They are pointing out the flaw in the system. Those who are supposed to be responsible, truly advocating for you, are those you give position, those you give the power to talk on your behalf. All of us that sit behind the microphone and what have you, you never give us no power. One day I can come and support your cause, another day I can come and flip on you because I was not elected. There's no consequence. The only consequence that I'm going to face, you're not going to watch me next time. So be it. But it's not going to affect my daily activities. But those who you give power, you elect them, you stood in the rain, stood in the sun, and voted for them, you're giving them permission to speak for you. Those are the people that are supposed to be the true advocate for you and the people they represent. Election matter. You have to understand the electoral process. They come into Liberia. Oh, yeah, Liberia is a democratic country. We do everything, press freedom, everything, fine. Yes. I can stand here and say whatever I want to say. Maybe if I go to Liberia, they will not touch me or anything like that. They might get few people to come flock me here and there, but they're not going to do much in that. Okay? That's okay. Fresh freedom. We got Randy shit right here every day. Front page Africa. Press freedom. Good. Wonderful. But what about your own financial freedom? Are you free financially? Let's just take for example. You're able right now to charter taxi from Monrovia to Yekepa just to go have fun with your friend and come back tomorrow or tonight. You're able to do that? And I'm using Yekepa because they have quota. Forget Yekepa, Ganta. You're able to do that? You have that kind of money? You have that kind of money. Right now, many of you are worrying where you're going to get your next flash car. The car you can put in the phone so you'll be able to communicate with friends because you have gotten used to that. Are you financially free? Are you free financially? Or you depend on hand out? And the election is coming. So you got a lot of people going to be handing out. But that's not all to it. These people get elected for 6 or 9 years. And even if they don't do anything else, what are you going to do? So why if the president says, I want to be elected 9 years, and decide to do nothing for 9 years? He get paid. Time comes, he says, I don't want a position again. You know how many dollars? Hold on. What am I? Oh, okay. You know how many dollars a 9 year? How many dollars they're going to actually get by the time the 9 years over? They're going to be free financially. Some of them take the money and make farms. You can't even afford to pay people to go make farm for you. And Liberia is not like what it used to be 50, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. When something happened in the community, everybody come around. Now it's not like that, I don't think. Everyone for themselves. You can't even afford people to pay to go do something on your farm. So in case you brush it and something hurt you, you can't even afford to finish the farm. Are you free? Are you truly free? These people you're going to get positions for 9 years, 6 years, 9 years. These people you're going to be given position to. They can afford to send their kids to college outside of Liberia. Can you do that? The kids, they start right now, say after the election, they send their kid out. Kid 19 years old, out of high school, send them out. In 6 years, the kids will have a master's degree. Or even 2 master's degrees. In 6 years, your kid who is 19 years old now, getting out of high school, he can't go anywhere. If you can afford it, you probably go to Ghana or somewhere or wait for government scholarship. If he's not able to go, the kid who the one they just sent abroad, in 6 years with 2 masters, he comes back to Liberia. They will give him position because he's qualified, educationally qualified. Now the same people that you have given position to elect them, 6 years later, their son, their daughter will come back, and in 2 years after that, they will be elected, and the cycle continue. Election matters. Election matters. Some of us were blessed to get out of the country and do whatever we can for ourselves. And this was back in 2 weeks at a time. Nothing much has changed. Election matters. If you give somebody your vote today, the vote you're going to give to someone today or tomorrow, whatever time, that vote, if you do it correctly, you save yourself a headache for years to come. You save yourself a headache for years to come. Because if that person, if you question the person truthfully, if you question 2, 3, they got a lot of time to campaign in a few days. Don't just let them come with drum being beating behind them. They can't talk because the people playing the drum. You who have serious questions, you can't ask questions because the people playing the drum, they're singing and dancing. And through that, people are going to vote at me. When they finish, since you didn't have the opportunity to ask questions, they drum you out. That's what it means. Literally drum you out. You can't say nothing. We're all suffering. The people that were beating the drum, when time comes tomorrow, they themselves don't got nothing. Some of them they go back to wheelbarrow boy. For what? Why Liberians? You think they selected within themselves after they became men or boys growing up? Say, my own I grow up, I will be a wheelbarrow boy down water side. Oh, my own I grow up, I will be car washer down water side. You think that kind of thing their parents want to hear? But because of the condition. Because of the condition. Election matters. Now, in our situation, we're blessed. We no longer have the Congo country divide. Every one of us, at least, supposed to be on the same page. But that's not the point that I'm talking about tonight. Election matters. Your vote is very important. Let me show you a few things here tonight. I'm going to be playing some audio, and it's very sad. Mr. Alfonso Zionso had Alfonso Gay, soon to be retiring Grand Judea County's senior senator. And Mr. Gay did not miss word. Mr. Gay decided to spill it out, exactly what he experienced, exactly what is happening in that country. Now, Mr. Gay is not somebody just smart, just first he was Minister of Transport in early time. Then he became senator. He has a 2 master degree in accounting, auditing. So when he talks about financial situation, he knows exactly what he's talking about. So after he left the show, I decided to go do a little bit of research and see, and then I went and I saw his bio. Okay, he is educated and trained in accounting, trained in auditing, financial matter. That's an MBA. So he knows. But when Mr. Gay came on, we spent almost an hour, 2 hours with him. But he's not somebody that will try to sugarcoat anything. Even some of our questions. When you ask a question, it doesn't make sense to you. He tells you the other one, it makes sense. But folks, what I learned that day, I'm so discouraged that I don't even want to talk about politics of Liberia or anything. People will look you in the eyes, grown men and women, elected. Do they? When Mr. Gay left, some of the things that I was thinking about, do they really understand being elected? I know politician lies. I know that one. There's no question. Even here in the United States, they don't trust them. But to understand that you were elected to represent a specific community, do they understand that before coming in? Was it clear to them? And if they did, do they know their responsibility as being senator representatives? And so when Mr. Gay started telling us, I'm thinking to myself, then who going to save Liberia? Because we truly, it's not because of Dr. We are government. Far from it. But we need people that will save that country. Yeah, we take it for a joke right now. We cuss each other on Facebook. But our country is sitting ready before our eyes easily. It's going downhill. When I heard Mr. Gay giving us some information the other night, I'm so discouraged that if I have a means to tell all of those senators or people that I know that want to run for Senate, want to represent representative, or want to be, I say, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because it seems to me these people do not care for ideas. Ideas. Let me throw something to here very quickly. And I'm not trying to bluff. Okay? Things, when you allow idea to flourish, it's very simple for the society. So I was doing my engineering school. I had a professor, a structure professor, but he didn't fool around. We started. We were about, I think, almost like 45 or 50 students when we started the engineering program. Okay, we have already gone through all of the physics, you name it, we're going through, but we were allowed into the engineering program, and I was the only minority. So, Mr. Rowson, who's a professor, asked me one day, said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm in class." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." So as soon as we started talking, he detected some accent. He said, "You're not from here." I said, "No." He said, "Where you come from?" I said, "I'm from Alabama." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm from Alabama." He said, "I just want to know." I said, "Mr. Ross, I'm from Liberia." So he and I structure. So he told me, he said, this engineering class is very difficult. Most of the young people you see, and I was older than most of them anyway. He said, most of the young people you see, most of them have had they have worked in the area before coming to these classes. But I will help you. I will help you. However, you going to promise that after school, you're going to go back home. I said, yeah. If the place is good, I will. So we get that. The point I want to make here, so we were in the middle of the school now. I was well grounded by then. I could do stuff. So we were asked to design a foundation. And the condition of the foundation was so that you're going to have settling condition. And if you do, because it was under clay, and it was not like Liberian clay, it was one of those soft clay, water sit in it like a gum. Okay? So that's the kind of condition he gives us. We've already done the soil testing, everything. So we have to design. So many of the young people decide to design concrete foundation, which was okay. But when it starts settling, the concrete gonna crack. So I started thinking to myself, they have what they call archer. The little hole digging stuff, archer, it goes around like that. Well, it has like a thread, but it's metal, big stuff. So I thought to myself, because one of the things that I wanted to do was I didn't want settlement, because we're going to have to put building on it. I think it was a three-story building we got to put up. So he gave us all of the condition. We have the live load. We're going to come up with we know the dead load because all of the structure that you're going to be, the columns, the concrete weight, everything. So we know the dead load. But the live load was one of those things that was difficult. We have to come up with a single Ohio. We have to come up with the snow load, the wind load, everything. So I can do that, no problem. I can do those things. But then I thought to myself, what do I need to do for me not to have a foundation that's going to settle and then create a crack? So I told myself, I'm going to take an archer and take a plate, a 1-inch steel plate. And the 1-inch steel plate, I'm going to cut it to be like maybe 8-inch wide. 1-inch thick, 8-inch wide. But even a 1-inch thick, a long 1-inch thick, you're going to have deflection in it. Because it's a metal. It's going to deflect. You might not see it with your naked eye, but it does. So I decided that I'm going to put, because archer can go all the way to the rack, bare rack. So I'm going to argue my archer onto the bare rack and stick it up. Then I'm going to weld my plate. You see where I'm going? That's ideas. This is something that I'm telling you. This was serious business. I'm going to weld my plate. I said, archer standing like this. I'm going to weld my plate here, and the plate goes. Another maybe 10 feet, I put another archer, and like that. It's going to be expensive, but this building is not going anywhere. So that was a suggestion. That was my thinking. So I decided to bring it up to him. And when I did that, he said, go ahead, show me. So I drew it and showed it. So he said, okay, let's calculate the deflection of the archer, because the archer is going to be a point. It's going to be, I don't know why I'm telling you all of these things, but just bear with me. Please bear with me. Archer now is going to be like a column. Even though I'm going to have soil around it, so the deflection, the column deflection is not going to be that much. They call it boggling. They don't call it deflection. They call it boggling. To buckle the column, it's not going to be much because I got soil on it. However, you can't afford to have any of this. So we have to calculate all of this. And I calculated those things. And then he finds out the fact that I was able to select an inch thick, the inch thick, all of the deflection that's supposed to be happening between the archer, the inch thick took care of those things. It was classroom, but he told me you did well. That's idea. If I have the money, I can develop something like that. And sell it. That's ideas. You see the swamp of Monrovia, the Do River, that swamp over there. That swamp, there's so many things, easy things that can be done in our country and give you money. What to say that you build a riverment all throughout the edges of the Do River, and then you use well point to suck all of the water out, put it back into the Do River. I've seen it. I'm in the engineering business. Build a bridge in a swamp. But in order for you to build it, first of all, you have to make sure there's no water under there. So you use well point. They use bunch of pipes, and they put tube on it, and the machine suck them out, suck the water out. This thing can be done. But you need people with ideas, people who will allow other people, young Liberians, that are so much talented in terms of idea. You have to give the people the opportunity for them to show you what they can do. But we don't have that. Let's go back to Liberia. The issue that is facing us in Liberia is that, first of all, they don't even know their own function. Every one of those people, most of them lawyers. If they were here in America, you know what most of the people would be doing? What they call ambulance chasers, looking for accident. And they good, I gave it to them. Most of them are good lawyers. There's no question asked. But if you're going to be a lawyer, you must also be able to study policy. And these people have that. For some reason, they just don't care. You are a representative of a county, not representative for a specific political party. Yeah, you might be member of the political party, but your first instinct, your first protection should be for the people that you're representing. Because not every one of the people that you're representing are member of this particular party. So you can't take the party and put a hat over your head and say, "This is who I am." And that's exactly what is happening in Liberia. This one, I'm not guessing now. Senator Gay told us, I'm going to play the audio, and it's very, very sad. Unless you just want to blow it off and not listen to the message as usual. Many Liberians, they look at the messenger, "Oh, the man got something, man, leave him alone." I believe during the war, before the war, they said there was some kind of parliament chief in Nima County and came and told the government in Monrovia that something happened here. They said the man one position. I believe that story is there. Many Liberians, they don't look at things from a broad perspective. If it's not in their interest, it doesn't matter. I like that because it's like, bring it on. If it comes, we'll deal with it. Fine. But then when it comes, then what they're surprised. Like, what happened here? Who did this? This is what we do. So Minister Gay was on here the last time. And the first he came out. Minister Gay's position that particular day was very interesting to me. A man who was retiring. But not only was he retiring, but he decided to use this platform. He decided to use this platform to give to many Granadians, people that he has represented for years, to say, "This is what I have done. I'm leaving, but I'm not leaving because I'm not able to function." And so Mr. Gay took almost 45 minutes naming things that he did from his own pocket, how he helped Grand Jide County and helped Granadians. And he went and listed everything. Now here's the man who's retiring. When he did that, if you just tuning into LPR, Liberia Public Radio that day, you would think say he running campaign. You would think say he won re-election. I thought that was very interesting. Then when he was done, we decided to quiz him, having a question. And we started asking him some questions. And he was willing to answer. Very interesting. Very interesting. So the first question I believe was from Mr. So was the money issue, because he said the Liberian government supposed to give money to the counties and what have you to do stuff, but according to him, they're lying. They don't have 5 cents, according to him, to give. Let me play this. I don't need to bore you anymore. This is very sad. This is very sad to have. So Mr. Gay going to tell us about the money. What happened? How did the money business happen? And he never misses his word. To be honest with you, Mr. Gay, Senator Gay never misses his word. He tells you exactly how it is and what you need to know. Okay, let's listen to Mr. Gay. The first engagement with Mr. So. Let's listen here. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio.
First, as I speak to you, we are now debating the budget. The Committee on Ways and Means is debating the budget.
How long has it been?
Approved appropriations are made, and during the course of budget implementation, there are hurdles. The economy might experience difficulties. Government will come to you, come back and say, well, there's a budget shortfall, there's a deficit. And so if you follow that, those things that you are committed to yourself, to, of development projects to carry to your people, if you depend on that. As I speak to you, the administrative agencies that do not have fuel oil to function, even though fuel oil was appropriated in the budget.
So then what
As I
happened?
speak to you,
So then what happened to the fundings? Were those fundings released, Senator, or what?
many times the funds are not released.
Why?
Because there is no fund. Because there is no fund. All right. Sometimes the revenue envelope is over exaggerated, they over projected, and some of these things can cause some problem.
That's just the first one. He believes, and as a senator, like I said, he's money person. He's accounting, big time, MBA. He's not somebody who just you say, oh, no, very smart, very smart. But he was telling us that these people come in and they will they say they're going to project the budget, but they state more than what is required or what is in there. They over project the budget. Now, when they do that, one of the things, and I was just reading today from Minister of Finance website. When they do that, what happens is they tend to project more than what is really there. So those counties that's supposed to get certain amount of money, they project them and say you're going to get this, you're going to get that, and they don't give nothing. Grand Jide County at Collington, and I'll play that, supposed to get $200,000 a year. Within the last 3 to 4 years, they only get $40,000. And so I ask him, is this something only unique to Grand Jide? Because we Grand Jide, we're already ready to blame the government. The government ain't like us. So I asked him, he said, no, this is everywhere. This is everywhere. Why will you not be truthful? Why will you not be truthful? Election matters. You see what is really painful is that many of these young people that are going to be involved in the electoral process are all young. Most of them it really doesn't matter to them who will become the leader. As long as the next day comes around, they're ready to move, that's fine. But what will happen if time comes tomorrow you're not able? Let me throw myself out again as an example. So back in so many years ago, I was young, specific 1985. I was very young. So I decided I had problem in Rhode Island. I used to be in Rhode Island many years ago, but Rhode Island is one of those states that it doesn't matter how good you are. You go to for me, I go to Rhode Island, the next day I turn to bad boy. Not stealing or robbing or that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And the people ain't got time for that kind of nonsense anymore. You choose one partner, you stay. When you here, there, what kind of foolishness is that? But every time that when I say I'm going to go to live in Rhode Island, there are kinds of things come out. I don't like it. But anyway, back in 1985, I played football well. I moved to Rhode Island. Moved back to Rhode Island. So when I was in Rhode Island, I was working with a tire company over there in Pawtucket. So they were paying me good money. Good. I think I was making like maybe $19, $20 an hour at the time. And they pay you $1 an hour to take a shower. So if you stay, because by the time you get out, your skin, nobody going to recognize you. You're working to make rubber, the rubber they take for Firestone. Yeah, Samson Toe has done a lot. I'm telling you. Now, I'm getting ready to give you some story again tonight. So the rubber they take from Firestone, it's a bill of rubber. So they process it and all that. So when they bring it, you have to turn that into rubber that will make tire. So I was one of those that were working in they call it Bembry. The Bembry itself is like maybe 12 feet wide by 15 feet deep. So you take bills of rubber, 90 pounds, most of them. You take them, dump it in there, about 4 or 5 of them. Then you take the chemical. I don't know the chemical maker, but you just take the chemical, black chemical, yellow chemical, whatever it is. You dump all of it, and then it makes them up. So when you push the button, the machine makes it just like you bake cake. So when it's done, because it's all time, when it's done, then it comes out and dump it onto the milling machine. You have to dump those things right back in. While it's mixing, you run to the milling machine and you cut. They got a special knife on your waist, and the knife is sharp. You hold the rubber, cut it, hold it down, then it go back again. In other words, you know how when you're doing a dough machine, doing bread, how you have to mix it so that it all mix together. So in order for you to, but while this thing, it takes about 15 minutes for the Bembry to mix these things up. It should take you at least 10 to 12 minutes to be done, and you put it on the conveyor belt, and then you run it around, go back again all night. Even if you're working a day, all day. So I was doing that. At first, it was good. At first, I was working a day. Doing good. From there, I go play football in the afternoon. The first week, I did it. Second week, I wasn't able to move again. I was tired. I told the manager, I can't make it. My body healthy. So they said, okay, you want to do night shift? I said, yeah. They threw me in the night shift. I was there for 4 months or so. Hey, I can't make it. Hey, working on night shift. I want second shift. They threw me in the second shift. I just couldn't make it. Not that I was lazy. The intent was I was going to work and go to school. But with that kind of hard work, there was no way I was going to be able to go to school. I was making good money. I had good cars, everything. I was making good money in Rhode Island. Private in Rhode Island. I was living private. I was working in Pawtucket. So one day, I had a conversation with the plant manager who was an industrial engineer. And knowing full well, I've always wanted to be an engineer. So we had a conversation. And he was telling me about industrial engineering. They're quite different. They don't have to do a lot of things that we do. I said, okay. So I told the guy, hey, my bike hurting. He said, well, the only job we got here for you to do is to go into the, it's collector, dust collector, because the place is dusty every night. So they have these fans that collect the dust. And then, but they're not allowed to just dump the dust out into the atmosphere. So they have these stuff that sit on top of the building, collect dust, and they have the filter in those things. So I have to go into those dust collector, change the filter. The body was not ready to accept it. So one afternoon, I came from work. I looked at it a long time. I said, no, this is not what I want. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, pack whatever I can pack in my car, jump in my car, Ohio, here I come. I left. I went back to Ohio. I called my cousin the next day. Said, I'm not coming by. I said, what happened? I said, I can't make it. So what happened to your room? I said, anything in there they want, they can have. I'm not coming by. That was the end for me staying in Rhode Island. But the point here is this. That was back in 1985. I was young. My body could do those kinds of stuff. What if I were to stay with that kind of position? At this age, what can I do? At this age, if I'm walking with Alfonso and Nathaniel, when they get on the floor to dance, I want to dance, but I can't stay much on the floor. Okay, can you imagine? But right now I can go and sit in my office, do whatever I have to do. I'm still getting paid. I'm using my brain. I don't have to use physical body. Physical strength does not require it. I've already sacrificed that. The 4 or 5 years of engineering school, that was the time of sacrifice. At this stage, everything is up here now. And this is the point that I'm trying for the children in Liberia to get. If you vote right, you don't have to use your body much more to do wheelbarrow. If you vote for people that will care for you, they will look, they will invite Liberian diaspora to come and put program in places for you guys to be able to be served. They got Liberian diaspora, Liberians here in the diaspora that are managing the city, county, state, federal government programs to help targeted needed people. Liberians are managing these positions. They come up with program. There was a guy in Accra. I'm not going to call his name, but what he did when he got out of school, he was working, but he used to design program to help people. He's a Liberian, Pele man, Liberian. So he's not like one. Oh, maybe that Congo man. No, I say Pele man. There are people, Liberians, here in the diaspora that can do these things. But the people will not, the people you continue to elect, because they don't have the means and they don't have the thinking faculty to say, let me get somebody to help me move this thing. They get people who they know. And the people they know, most of them can't function right. They don't know much. Let's listen to Mr. Gay again. This time, Mr. Gate is going to tell us all the counties in Liberia are all complaining. They don't have money coming in from the central government. Listen to this. Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio.
To answer your question, first question, it's not just specific to Nigeria. I know all of the counties have been making demands, have been complaining that their funds are not going in, they are not, their development projects are on hold, and all of that. To answer your question, first question, it's not just specific to Nigeria. I know all of the counties have been making demands, have been complaining that their funds are not going in, they are not, their development projects are on hold, and all of that. To answer your question, first question.
So it's not just Granjide. Other counties been complaining. Development funds are not coming in. So how are these counties supposed to function? But these people will tell you they have the money. If you go on from how do you call it, finance administrative website, the budget they have set, the numbers are so good. You'll say, but then what are people complaining for? The people make up, and Senator Gay going to tell us. They're trying to impress. When they don't follow what, they don't have the money. They don't have it. But if so, what can it be truthful to the Liberian people? What can it be truthful to the Liberian people? You don't have the money, I don't have the money. Bring people to audit you. Make Liberians to believe there is no money, you're not lying to them. But you lie to them and they find out then they don't believe you, and whatever you say, they don't trust it, and that's it. What do you do? Ew. All right, folks. All right, I have to fix something. But anyway, so if they don't have the money, Mr. Soul just sent something to me that he wanted me to take care of. Certain thing was happening. That's I appreciate Mr. Soul. I appreciate Mr. Nathaniel Cripo as well. Something's happening. They look at it. We all look at it, and if we need to text something, we text it. But anyway, the money is not there, but they will tell us that there's money. So I asked Senator Gay, because at this point he was on a roll, just telling us everything now. So I asked him, then how is it raw business in Liberia? Let's listen to Senator Gay answer. Okay? Let's listen. Samson told Liberian Public Radio.
Well, as far as my knowledge is concerned, during the administration of Mrs. Selly, funds were mobilized through the World Bank, and they needed other multilateral institutions to help. I know that the World Bank came up that they were going to increase the funding, provided if we can institute a tax specifically for road funding. That was done. That brought about the road tax and paid by petroleum company. And in that arrangement, the World Bank will put out a matching fund. That is, the government of Liberia gave $1 million. The World Bank will add $1 million. The government of Liberia can put $2 million. The World Bank will add $2 million as matching fund for the construction of the road. As far as my knowledge is concerned, the funding for the portion Ganta to Tapeta has been secured, and that procurement activities were ongoing. And this is something that we have been hearing from the executive since almost 1 year plus, if not two. The funding has been secured. The World Bank is doing the procurement, and the road will start this dry season, and we'll start that dry season. So I will caution you for to remain hopeful that the portion Ganta to Tapeta, Mr. Cho, let the procurement process that we've been talking about for almost 2 years, let it even end before we talk about the design and all of that. Well, as far as my knowledge is concerned, during
the government supposed to come up with a certain amount, and then the World Bank will come up with a certain amount. And according to him, in the last 2 years or so, the government been telling the people that the fund has been secure. Up to this point, nothing has been done. So when I asked him, I said, what are they? I look at the design and stuff like that. He said, look, the people even tell us about the procurement yet. The procurement still hanging. You're talking about design. Why would you do that to your own people? The government is saying they don't have the money. If you don't have it, say so. If you don't have it, say so. But don't go around making story up. And so this is what I think is happening. This is just completely wrong. Completely wrong. Let me go now. One more. Let's listen to, because I'm going to be playing it in series now. I'm not even going to wait anymore. Another one is fund for election. Now this is a very interesting one, where the government came in, a certain amount of money was negotiated between the Election Commission and the government, And when the new government came in, they said, okay, we're going to reduce it. After the reduction, when the reducing process was over, they said, oh, we're going to reduce it again. But let's listen to this one. This is the election. And Senator Gay is going to tell us that he has no confidence that the election process in Liberia will hold. He doesn't have any confidence in it. Okay? And this is Senator Gay himself. He will tell us. Okay? Let's listen. Samson told LeBron Public.
Alfonso, the previous leadership of the Election Commission, they made a budget of 24 million for the December 8th, the coming senatorial election.
24 million.
That budget was debated, 24 million. That budget was debated with the Minister of Finance. And they came to 17 million. That was the Kokoya administration. And they include in that budget was a complete cleanup of that voter roll, and registration of eligible voters, people that just turned 18, and people that may have changed, residency. That is, you don't reside in Granjide anymore, and now you are in Bapolo. Therefore, you need a new registration card that will qualify you to vote in Bapolo. The new administration came in, and when we go look, they have reduced the budget from 17 million to 13. So when quiz, they said, well, yeah, we reduce the budget because we are going to streamline some things. And one of the things will be that instead of having a station voter registration, we will use what we call the mobile system. And this mobile system has not been tested. So this is something that is ongoing and that is bringing all of the problem. Like tonight, this station is here now in this community, and tomorrow they say they finish. By the time they move in, the other poll that did not register, they are following the people going. So, on that note, I cannot, give an assurance as to whether it will be credible or not. Alfonso, the previous
Senator of the Republic of Liberia cannot give any guarantee as to whether the election is going to be credible or not. According to his explanation, they said if they're going to do a voter registration by mobile means or whatever. But his point is, you come to my area and you register people. Well, some people are late coming in or they are not registered. So when you move and go to Alfonso place, they follow you. Now they're going to be registering in Alfonso community now. Not my, even though they live in my community, but they're going to be registering in Alfonso community. So he's saying, with that kind of system, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. And these are the kind of things the government is trying to do to save money, they said. And here's another thing here they need to take into consideration. You got representatives who are now seeking to be seeking senatorial position. If they're successful, their position gonna be filled. You spend money for that election, for that person to be elected as a senator. Now you're going to spend money to bring somebody else in to fill his position because it's constitutional mandate. You can't leave that position unfilled. Where the money coming from? And this is why the many Nigerians, when I was playing this stuff, they're not against people want to be promoted or what have you, but they're saying they're wasting money. Okay, so now the senator is telling us this afternoon, with this kind of system, mobile system they have for voter registration and what have you. It's unsafe. It has never been tested. But the election commission and the government believe that these things are safe. And so for him, as a senator, he said, there's nothing I can't guarantee, not only guarantee, but I cannot assure you that there will not be a issue, that the voting process in Liberia will be credible. If the voting process, according to the senator, if it is not credible, what are we going? Which way are we going? Do you think if there is any Walla Walla in Montserrat County, Dallas Dillon, or even Tomafala would accept the result? Where are we going? And Famuya was Jane Famuya, the former election commissioner chairperson, made a statement yesterday, I think today or yesterday, that if you want to see a credible election, the process that is leading to the election itself must be transparent. Because if you have a transparent process leading towards the conducting of the election, then you're going to have a credible election. But according to him, the process itself is not transparent. So if he's saying in order to have a credible election, you must have a transparent process leading to that credible election. But according to him, the process is not transparent. Then what? The election most likely will not be credible. Folks, let's get ourselves some pens. It's going to be a rocky road ahead. But on our ice Liberia, whatever way, however way it turns, let's use the system that is set to resolve election issue. I know many people already having a lot of issue with the electoral process and things like that. But please, let's find the credible. Let's trust our system, because the system that are in place to have the election issue resolved, we ourselves, we Liberians, those systems didn't come from Guinea, didn't come from Sierra Leone, didn't come from Ivory Coast, didn't come from Nigeria. It did not come from the United States. Those are systems we Liberians thought of and thought that it will be beneficial for all of us. And we put those systems in place. We must test the system. And that system must be utilized. Let me go on. Another important matter here, which the senator is not going to tell us, and this one is a dicey one. The senator now going to talk to us about trucking. And in fact, he doesn't believe that people should use the word trucking. He wants people to use the word vote buying. This is a senator, a sitting senator of the Republic of Liberia, soon to be retired. But he's saying, instead of using the word trucking, he wants people to use the word vote buying. And he will explain. Folks, this is so discouraging. This is so discouraging. It's like you go into a football match, and already you know how the game gonna turn out. 7-0 coming. Then the other player then I'm coming to waste my time with each other this afternoon for now. After I've been somewhere laying down the beach playing, but coming to play here for what? This is exactly what is happening here. Election. Famuya just told us, go on Daily Observer, you will see it, where he said the process that is leading to a credible election should be transparent. But if the process is not transparent, then you do not expect to have credible election. The issue, the process, according to him, this time around, this 2018 senatorial election, the process is not transparent. Therefore, credible election might not happen. Let's listen to Mr. Gay. He will talk to the trucking business. These are very interesting subject matter. Let's listen. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio.
So
now the next thing is the issue of you talk about the issue of trucking voter. I know that there are candidates that strongly believe that they must win, and that if they depend on the number in their constituency, they may not get the vote that they want. So they will go and buy people. I call it buy people, because if you will give somebody charter a truck, give him food, put money in his pocket for him to travel with his travel per dime, and give him money for him to live at his residence for his family, as far as I'm concerned, you are buying. So they have they go and buy voters to carry to augment their strength.
Wow.
If people that you are trucking, if they are your citizens that are registered in that county or want to register, I don't see anything wrong. But if there are people that you are using cash to carry from different community, it means that different community want to make a decision to give Grand Guinea a senator, that indeed the resident of that place do not support. It's troubling.
So
now the next thing is the issue of you talk about the issue of trucking voter. I know that there are candidates that strongly believe that they must win, and that if they depend on the number in their constituency, they may not get the vote that they want. So they will go and buy people. I call it buy people, because if you will give somebody charter a truck, give him food, put money in his pocket for him to travel with his travel per dime, and give him money for him to live at his residence for his family, as far as I'm concerned, you are buying. So they have they go and buy voters to carry to augment their strength.
Wow.
If people that you are trucking, if they are your citizens that are registered in that county or want to register, I don't see anything wrong. But if there are people that you are using cash to carry from different community, it means that different community want to make a decision to give Grand Guinea a senator, that indeed the resident of that place do not support. It's troubling.
So
now
It's troubling, he says, because he believes if you're going to be trucking somebody, first of all, you got to give him money, and then give food money. You're buying vote. He called it vote buying. But his main thing is, the people that you're trucking from one community to another, they are now influencing the decision process to elect a representative in that community. So if you truck people and their number is higher than the community members themselves, you're not going to win the election. The community people that you have trucked have made the decision on behalf of the community, and they don't live there. So however way you turn out, they don't care. But now the community that don't want you, they're going to suffer now because they're going to stick with you. This is what this trucking business does. That is very bad. That is bad. Okay? Let me go ahead and give you one more, and then after that we'll play the last clip, his advice to us. This one is very interesting. A few weeks back, the Deputy Minister of Fiscal Affairs, Finance Ministry, came out that the government have surplus, and I read the article, because he's saying that by the time the government fill all the pothole, and pothole financial means, I'm not talking about road, but anyway, fill this and give this, so by the time they're done and reconcile, that there will be more money left over, and therefore it's a surplus. Laughable. This guy is a PhD. But people took that article, some people took that article and tore it down completely. I mean, word for word, just like he never even went to school. But this is, Senator gave response to that. Government projecting, government coming up with idea that they have surplus in Liberia. And it was laughable. And Senator Gay's statement also was going to make you laugh, because he's saying to you that you say you have surplus, you can't even pay money for the July 26th celebration, and you call yourself surplus? You say you have surplus. Building a government agency don't have in current papers. They're using used papers, stationery, used stationery to print out government issues or government price or whatever they have to print out. And you say you have a surplus? For him, he said not only were they lying, but they were deceiving the people. And they are not credible. Let's listen to Senator Gay. Samson told LeBron Pabredo.
Now, should I believe when the Ministry of Finance, when they say, okay, we have surplus, and here we are that some of these local fundings, the local funding side to the state and local authorities can be met, then should I believe what my government is saying?
Alfonso?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let me just say that the surplus that were announced, I think maybe only Jesus Christ in heaven knew that they were stop. Maybe only Jesus Christ or people that are reading the Quran, maybe Muhammad will know that there is a surplus. Wow. But as far as little knowledge is concerned, in accounting, in budgeting, and people who are economists, we know that there is nothing called surplus. Period to that.
So
maybe that was just intended to impress, certain class of people in our society.
Tell you because they are accountable to you. That's part of your job to hold the executive branch of government accountable.
But we know that there's no surplus. That information is false.
So why are they putting it out?
Well, they put it out to bluff and to deceive people.
Now, should I believe when the Ministry of Finance, when they say, okay, we have surplus, and here we are that some of these local fundings, the local funding side to the state and local authorities can be met, then should I believe what my government is saying?
Alfonso?
Yeah.
Let me just say that the surplus that were announced, I think maybe only Jesus Christ in heaven knew that they were stop. Maybe only Jesus Christ or people that are reading the Quran, maybe Muhammad will know that there is a surplus. Wow. But as far as little knowledge is concerned, in accounting, in budgeting, and people who are economists, we know that there is nothing called surplus. Period to that.
Wow. So
maybe that was just intended to impress, certain class of people in our society.
Tell you because they are accountable to you. That's part of your job to hold the executive branch of government accountable.
But we know that there's no surplus. That information is false.
So why are they putting it out?
Well, they put it out to bluff and to deceive people.
Now, should I believe when the
This is a sitting senator from Grand Union County. And please don't tell me he doesn't know what he's talking about. He has an MBA. He has done he has gotten a lot of certificates in accounting all over the world. So please, he's gotten a degree from London as well. So please don't tell me he doesn't know what he's talking about. This man is well versed in this area. Why will you tell people you have surplus when you know you don't have no surplus? And he always said only Jesus Christ can believe it. Or people who can read the Quran, maybe Muhammad will believe it. But for him, he doesn't believe that. Why would the government of the Republic of Liberia come out and say they have surplus money? People are suffering. Then when you have the teachers, when you have the healthcare worker, you say you have surplus. So the healthcare worker, okay, we want money. Then you say you don't got money. Then what happened to the surplus? Then if they ice you and then they say the government stealing people in the government stealing and building houses, then you blame the people? You say you have surplus, but you can't pay the health worker. Money now in the country, people are suffering. Then they see you putting house out, even if it's based on credit, or you go and borrow money from the bank. But the fact you say you have surplus, and the people don't have it, where the money going? So the things that you're using the people money to build your house. Is there anything wrong? Those are the kinds of stuff that we'll continue to say. If you're not trustworthy, if you continue to lie, even if you want to be truthful, they will not believe you then. And this is exactly what is happening with the government of the Republic of Liberia. I don't believe the government going around taking money and putting it in their own pocket here and there. I don't believe that because I have no proof. I have not seen it. But their behavior doesn't pass a smell test. And Liberians are not stupid. They're sophisticated now. And this is what I'm saying to you. Your vote matters. The people you put in this position. Let's go back to Dallas Dale a little bit. And I'm not here running campaign for Dallas, but I'm just being very truthful. Dallas Dillon is a fierce critic of this government. Dallas Dillon criticized the government up and down. This is the man, if I were in the government, I would tell them, y'all keep the man there. Because Dallas Dillon is not just doing good for the people of Moserado County, but he keeping the government feeding fire. And because of that, the government will do good. But you taking him, what has Dallas Dillon done bad that you want to replace him? Yeah, you have the right. You can say you want to replace. That's Liberia. Anybody can contest for senatorial position. But for the president to make a statement, you want that position at all costs. And then because of that, you have people divide money in Moserado County. You say you got surplus, so you divide money. That makes sense. But what happened to the other people? They're not getting the money. Health worker, the people that put their lives on the line, they're not getting money, so they want more money. Now you say you don't have money. Where's the health? What happened to the surplus? What happened to the surplus? You keep putting your own foot in your mouth. It's not people like Samson Toe or other people criticizing that causing problems in Liberia. Far from it. You need to be truthful with the Liberian people. But from Samuel 12, what we're going to truth from? Samuel 12, who said you want to get benevolent dictatorship of Dr. Weah? Then what else we expect out of that? Now let's listen to the last one from Senator Gay. Now Senator Gay going to now try, after all of this, he's going to tell us now, how do we get out of this type of situation? What is the future? What are some of the, he's going to advise us now. What are some of the processes that we need to do, things we need to do in order to get out of this bad situation, the nightmare situation that we find ourselves in as a country? Let's listen to Senator Gay, please. Samson Toe, Liberian Public Radio.
And also, we need to put structures, we need to put institutions, we need to put systems in place. When these things are there and working, like take for instance, all right, the Minister of Finance come and say we have surplus. You have surplus, you pay for July 26. You ain't got fee on. Where's the surplus?
Oh my God.
I've been giving allotment for 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Go to some public corporations. They are using recycled sheets, to print. You say you made surplus. So we are the business, we are the accounting and budgeting. We know that, oh yeah, it's intended to deceive some people and making them look great. And some people know how to talk. If they lie, people can believe them. Yeah, we need to build institutions. When we build institutions and build systems, it will be difficult for people to change it overnight. And also, we need to put structures, we need to put institutions, we need to put systems in place. When these things are there and working, like take for instance, all right, the Minister of Finance come and say we have surplus. You have surplus, you pay for July 26. You ain't got fee on. Where's the surplus?
Oh my God.
I've been giving allotment for 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Go to some public corporation. They are using recycled sheets, to print. You say you mess up that. So we are their business, we are their accounting and budgeting. We know that, oh yeah, it's intended to deceive some people and making the look great. And some people know how to talk. If they lie, people can believe them. Yeah, we need to build institutions. When we build institutions and build systems, it will be difficult for people to change it overnight. And also, we need to put structures.
Normal gay. I was able to. There's a lot more. I didn't have time to copy all of them. There's a lot more. If you go on LPR, either on YouTube or LPR main station, you and find a replay. You listen to the replay. You will enjoy yourself. It's going to be sad at the end of the day. In fact, when he was done, you know what he was saying? He asked Alfonso myself, "Did I spoil you guys' day?" And I said, "Yes, you did." He said, "I hope I didn't spoil your day." Yes, you did. You spoiled the day. Because with that kind of information coming from Liberia, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So, folks, let me now go ahead and open the line up and see if you guys can give me a call here. But before I do that, election matters. Your vote is very important. Your vote matters because your vote is your voice. You speak out. But if you let the people come to campaign and you're not asking them questions, you allow people to start beating drum. Before they come to your community, you must have a community meeting and tell your community leader, we want to question these people. So they have their drum beating business. When they come here, they must cut it off. We want a town hall type meeting where we will be able to question this man or this person. Your vote is very important. It's very important. So let me put a number up if you want to give me a call this evening. Give me a call, Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. Oh, before I do that, I forgot something I want to do here very quickly. Before I do the town hall meeting, let's see. I want to read something to you here very quickly. Okay. The issue in Grand Union County has been alleged that people have tried, somebody was trying to burn down the election magistrate in Grand Union, Mr. Dewey. Somebody was trying to burn his house down. And one of the candidates who I support wrote on his page, and this is what he was telling all his supporters. I want to read this. He said, to all our supporters, please desist from posting messages on Facebook that suggest you are supporters of the attempt arsenal on at Mr. Dweji's home in Zwadru. We must continue to engage and be supporters of civil dialogues and discourse. Violence must have no place in our election, and we must condemn it on no matter the individual against who is perpetrated. And that is from Mr. William Nyano. Mr. Nyano is telling all his supporters, there's no reason why you should jubilate when somebody's house almost got burned, because somebody could have got burned in a house. So if these kinds of things are happening, until that person can be identified or your group can be identified, you shouldn't be on Facebook jubilating and praising and supporting that kind of idea. It's bad. And this is what Mr. Young was saying. You can't do that. You cannot do that kind of behavior on Facebook, supporting or jubilating or making comments, saying to support the idea, and then you say you're supporting Mr. Yano. I don't believe Mr. Yano will want that kind of support. Any supporter that goes out and try to jubilate or even suggest that the violence against an election magistrate, whatever you believe in him, about him, but the violence against it, and if you're that type of person, Mr. Yano don't want your support. Because this is not about fighting. And that's exactly what he said here. He said, we do not want violence. Violence must have no place in our election, and we must condemn it, no matter the individual against who it is perpetrated. I just thought that I'd read that. Now let me put a number up. Give me a call, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your calling from? What's on your mind?
Mr. Teacher, how you doing? This is your Lodi calling from Cedar Rapids.
Thank you. Can you lower your monitor, please?
I'm driving that one. I don't have nothing on.
Oh, okay. All right.
I will make it free. I will make it free. I'm the first caller now, so first caller always have the problem. You know, brother, so your show is always educated, but I really like what the senator just said. Let's take for example our country. What happened yesterday, we want to do it today. What all that are doing, all Liberian people will not talk. All Liberian people will not talk because we came from war. War is not good. Nobody is praying for war in our country. But what the senator was saying, it's a fact. One time on your show, I called Samuel Toer during finance minister. Because if you do theory, like you as an engineer, if you do theory too much in your job, you're not going nowhere. Practical is better. What I'm trying to drop out here is this, brother Toer. You see, I like the move. I like the move of the 12 political parties that came together today to speak on behalf of the Liberian people. I am member of VOTE, and VOTE is within Rainbow Alliance. I like what those guys are doing. On Friday, we will see. Let the Liberian people march to the Temple of Justice for this voter registration law that was passed for 2001. Then the judge come up. We're looking at Supreme Court at this time because it's the decision-making body in our country. Because when Supreme Court speaks, that's the panel. But all of those things are happening in Liberia, brother too. I don't believe that this midterm election will be held. Let me give you a couple of reasons. No money.
Yeah, just make it brief because
no money at all.
Right.
So I like the move that those guys are taking. I appreciate them, and I appreciate the law to hold the government onto fire for better things to come in Liberia. Thank you very much, Mr. Teacher.
Thank you. I just have people calling. That's the only reason. But thank you. You're always contributing, and then we really sometimes we don't hear from you. We miss your voice as well. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Samson Toer, Mr. CEO, Pastor Soul, what's on your mind?
Well, thank you for purposely, on purpose, to deny me today. That's okay, but I'm happy that you pick up my call. Look, I think what we saw happening yesterday with Senator Gay was it gives a clear picture of what is happening on Capitol Hill with the 103 men to women. Both the oppositions, governments, folks calling themselves independent. I don't see the independency that they have. But exactly, and I think he was very authentic. He sounded very genuine, especially when it came to the questions of, government, like Minister Tua said, they have surplus. You saw how he answered the question. So it shows that folks that even want to go there, we have to ask all of them the questions. It doesn't matter which side they fall, because as soon as those guys get up the hill there, they quickly transform politically, and it's just unbelievable. But I would disagree with your assertion here this evening, which I see very biased and very unfair. As usual, to you liberal folks, that's how you take it. Once something you see is look good, and you want to dash and throw down everybody. And that has to do with Darius Dillon. Oh, yeah, Dillon, for president, we have to say that I don't think it would be very unfair for you to render judge. We have to say, okay, Darius Dillon is doing good, so why the ruling establishment, why other people are not contesting? I even have problem. Why? Hold on, can I talk to you? You refuse to bring me on your show because you know you cannot get it. You cannot get it down with me. No, you didn't. Your position was not opinionated. Your position was like what the day is wrong, or why the president, or why they should contest. I saw that expression. That was not as an angle. You was very, very biased, and it just shows you a Liberty Party guy. So you were taking that Liberty Party line with him. And I have problem why the very opposition, they are full political parties. So are they telling us that there's no any other person that can try to be as competent as Dara Dillon is? That's the problem they are having now.
The collaborating party?
None of them meet my criteria for me to be a member.
They're not ask your question, because we're not obliged to answer your question. You're not a member of our party. Yeah. You're not a member of the
I'm just saying you guys are very undemocratic.
Okay.
That's another form of. That's another form of.
We got true liberal. We got true conservative among us in this collaborating party. You're not a member of our struggle.
There's nowhere I can be member. And this is why you guys are. You heard what Wongba said this afternoon, calling on what his name said, Benana Yuri to leave the COP. These are some of the things when we try to talk, you guys do not listen to us. Democracy, you cannot sanction people's voice. It is a race. Let the people contest. But you're the Liberty Party people. How do
you know Liberty Party and the collaborating party sanction people from contesting?
That's why there's no contesting in Motorada, because
do you have evidence for that?
I don't know. It is glaring. It is visible.
It might be glaring to you, but it's not.
And and part of my evidence here, you coming out here something too. You can't tell us that why President Weah or why the CDC, why they are asking Darius Dillon, or why they are putting Owen Kennedy. Are you serious?
You see, that's one thing. That one thing about you conservative. That's what you guys do. You pick and choose the words that will suit your interest. I said, if I were the government, which I'm not.
Why were you create that sort of hypothetical when you can't even be, and it is even wrong to say that.
Mr. So,
right?
Mr. So, as a liberal, I allow people to express their view, and I expect people to allow me to express my view as well. So,
your views are dangerous for the state. So don't come on the platform.
Now you're calling me a danger, enemy of the state already. You sound like
no.
You sound like undercover sedition.
There you go.
You sound like undercover sedition.
There you go. He's trying to fight hard to fight back.
No,
do I look like somebody who can take it? Do I look like
undercover CD? Why were you
I am defending. No, I didn't say that. You're trying to still gain ground from your massive defeat recently, and I know that. I am saying your position to sanction people is right. Do I look like somebody who want to sit at the back of the seat? You know that. I don't.
What
I'm trying to defend.
What exactly is your beef this afternoon?
Oh my God! There you go. He doesn't want me to express my view.
No, yeah,
because it's a
nobody gonna sanction
I
you.
told you
Unlike
not.
you, I don't sanction my callers.
You
So what
told me
is
to get ready. You told me to get ready if I ready. But you know me. I'm a guy who can pay. Who I'm a Israeli.
I forgot I was
Oh,
I forgot.
okay, you forgot. Well, I'm a Israelite. So you know when you hit me, ask the people in Lebanon or the West Bank. They don't go free. All right. So when you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Mr.
But
So,
look, on a serious note,
please stay out of the collaborating political party business. Take your undercover sedition aside. You go and do your CDC work. We here, we already identified with a political party. We say we're trying to suggest to them what we need to do to get CDC out of Liberia, completely out of Liberia.
I agree. I agree. You guys also needs to conduct yourself with high sense of responsibility. You guys should be held accountable of your action. I don't care whether you say I'm a CDC. CDC is a party. If I want to be a CDC, if I want to be a sedition, believe me or not, I will be marketable. I can go there. That's not a problem. If I want to be a Liberty Party guy, my membership with Liberty Party will surpass that of what you have right now. Do you believe that?
Yeah,
But I'm just telling you, as a strong defender of democracy, to say, okay, you have
how
a
you going
full
to call
political
yourself
party.
a strong defender of democracy? Not only are you sanction me, but now you're calling me enemy of the state because I'm trying
No,
to talk about my political party and the collaborating political party that we're
don't
going
shove
well.
it down
Now
my
you're going to
throat.
consider
I
me enemy of the
said,
state.
no. Don't. It seems to be that it seems to me you want to employ that word against me. I say your position to sanction people. You never heard me using. I want you to go back to your recording. You never heard me using like a word sedition.
Mr. So,
I never said that.
I don't think
But anyway,
the fact that Pat Joy is not here this evening, you're back on the wrong tree. You can't do that. Not every time you can have the kind of opportunity to run this liberal progressive. All I can tell you is that the political collaborating party, they're doing well. Dallas Dillon is going to eat your eat you.
Okay. That's the point. He's doing well. So meaning no one should contest. What are you talking about? So can you say? That's what you said. Go back to your recording. That's what you said.
I said if I was the government, I would say nobody you leave Dallas Dillon.
So knowing the fact you can be. Knowing the fact you can be, so why should you create an appetite?
Because I can't be president, therefore I shouldn't offer any kind of opinion on that. Is that
an honest opinion?
Is that how CDC going to run the government for 12 years? And the fact that you're not, then don't offer opinion? Is that how your CDC going to do it?
Well, you need to work hard. If that the views of the Liberian people, so be it. But we are saying, that's the thing about you guys in the opposition. You don't want to be held accountable. And it is wrong.
Mr. So,
you guys need to fix what is within the system.
On our side, we can debate you sedition every day and anytime about accountability and transparency, and we will clean your clock. Because CDC is not transparent. They don't have no reason to be accountable or nothing. So how are you going to say you want to bring the
I'm just saying, I am saying, Mr. To, I am saying it should be a level playing field across the board. Now you know
level playing field. Playing field.
That's what I was called for from time to time. Well, whatever you think, you can call me anything you want to call me. That's up to you. Anybody who wants to believe it, that's fine. I'm just only telling you it is ridiculous for you to say that you profess that someone is doing good, so there must be no competition. Give me a break.
That's not what I said. I told you, I said this.
You don't have to cry, baby. That's what you said. I'm just only using your own very words.
It's not my job to make CDC happy. That's my job. You took $16 billion, you ain't happy yet. You took $25 million, you ain't happy yet. And you think I will make you happy now, that I mean who will make you happy? You got another way to go.
Are you
Are
done?
you there or you run away?
I'm listening to you. I've been very civil.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I'm just
So
telling you.
that's why you have Nyomli Kanga Lauren, who you prefer to be a political leader. That's why she's in the Senate. She's supposed to hold. If you strongly believe what they are doing is wrong, she's supposed to hold them accountable.
She's doing so.
Right?
She's doing
Doing
so.
so where?
She's doing so. She's holding people accountable. But you have to
Where?
understand, if you your CDC and y'all know about democracy, that not one person can do everything. You need collaborating partner to be able to hold the government feet to the fire.
But this time you're not calling for collaboration. When last your people you saw them like calling for the conference or even hold the executive, they don't. They don't create a conversation, and that you don't want to admit that.
So we just had a conference the last time. That not every week we're supposed to have conference to certify your CDC.
Where was the conference? Where was the conference here?
We're not going to come here and tell you say what a conference about. That's not
Are
your
you guys?
problem. That's not your problem.
Are you guys?
Y'all go somewhere, your CDC, y'all go and sit down. We're kicking your out in 2.5 years.
You're acting like Nicodemus now. You're having it in darkness on the cloud.
Don't worry about it. Whether we Nicodemus or not, we'll see. We and Dallas Dillon going to be dancing in the city of Monterey County, and that time y'all will know. Bamboo with divine cola. That time y'all will know.
Oh, you want to start packing your own rocks now to start chunking rocks? You want to start chunking rocks too?
Look who's talking. Look at CDC calling me rock thrower. It's like.
I'm asking. You said bamboo. You said bamboo going to divine cola. When bamboo divine cola, I know what it means.
Yeah, but how you gonna
bamboo does not divine cola?
How you gonna say that I'm rock? CDC.
Your guy who you strong. Now listen.
About rock, they're not only rock thrower. That's one of the reasons why rock culture doesn't exist anymore, because CDC has gone there and captured the entire rock culture.
Your partisan in the Liberty Party said he's going to instruct you people to take rocks, and you're going to be carrying rocks. You're going to be carrying irons. You're going to be carrying some balls and stuff. Now you are rehashed.
Mr. Dillon came back and said, as a good gentleman and good citizen of the Republic of Liberia, and said perhaps I went overboard. That's what people.
A good gentleman exercise political tolerance, like what I'm doing now. I'm not screaming. I am not screaming. I'm not yelling.
His life was threatened. He was threatened. Now you're going to tell me because he was threatened.
So then what are you supposed to do? If your life is threatened, what are you supposed to do? Do you take gun and fire back?
But no, he said the next time anything like that happen.
That's what I'm saying. So when last okay, so you are remaking his words. Bamboo Divacola is as synonymous to I will be throwing rock. I will call on my people to be taking rock.
CDC equal rock. You can't say CDC and not call rock and collect.
And Liberty Party man
collect and knife. That's what they do. That's who they are. So why you
and Liberty Party what? Manos what?
No, Liberty Party intellectual. Unity Party intellectual. Any other the opposition, the collaborating party intellectual. CDC equals rock and knife.
Right. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I just want to get the message across. I'm happy that you pick up my phone. It doesn't require screaming, yelling, and stuff. I am saying every Liberian, hold on, listen to me. Okay. Every Liberian, whether they are within or out of the establishment, they all should be given the opportunity to show their political strength. This is why you guys, you guys are not willing to learn. That's why the very opposition that we are thinking or we are looking at to be alternative, you are falling apart because you fail to incorporate. You try to impose on the will of the people. Yeah, I'm tired one with this even telling Benina Yuri to get off. Yeah, you go to Maryland, you go to Maryland County. Yeah, the other Unity Party guy there is falling apart. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Now it is you guys' creations. You decide to fix something to certify certain elite
I
within the
told
system.
you already
They have
about these
made
young
Give me
people.
chance.
They are going
Give me
on the
chance.
football
No.
field with their ball under their arm. You don't choose them to play, they take their ball and go home, even though they don't know how to play. That's the kind of behavior they have. And those are the kind of
All
people
right, we're gonna come back.
they will soon join
We're gonna-
CDC. They will soon join
We're gonna
CDC.
come back.
Watch.
Yeah, because you don't have a winning strategy. That's why these
But
folks
those
are.
are the kind of
You
players
don't-
CDC
yeah,
get.
because you don't have a winning strategy.
You pick me and
You're
take
not
my ball
willing
to
to
go home.
discipline.
Instead of us to say, let's work together. CDC said the money, the $25 billion, when we get it, you can't get it. The $25 million map out, they go and map something. The mapping, you got mud all over Liberia. What the mapping they did? Mud all over the place here. They map nothing.
Yeah, all of you are part of the problem. If the people don't do it, you're supposed to bring them to book, and you're unwilling to do that. Yeah, you're just screaming and screaming. You're not even providing alternative. That's what makes some of us sickening.
What alternative you want us to have? What alternative?
You don't know what you're supposed to do?
All right, Mr. So, I think
You don't know?
I think you need to bring me on your show again. Let me clean your clock. Maybe.
No. Your last appearance was on my show with Senator Gay yesterday. That's your last and final appearance.
Okay, if you are afraid of the liberal progressive, that's fine with me.
Yeah, it was a true confession. So what happens to you, you know that. So you're still going the recovery process. You promised to get me on here today, but because you were so afraid again, so that history cannot repeat itself, that's why we are not here.
Be afraid of a conservative? Right. It don't happen.
Sounds simple. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. So. Thank you very much. You have a blessed day. Thank you.
You're right. Oh my.
Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. We're not gonna. If Pa George anywhere around, not a conservative, Pa George anywhere around, give me a call and close this show for us, please. George, Mr. Amos George, if you're around, please give us a call. I don't even see you here tonight. That means because Mr. So is going on and on, I don't see you. That means Pa George is not here. But anyway, folks, let me go ahead and close this, and I want to thank all of you. It's been a very wonderful time. Thank you, guys. Because I don't see. Let's just. Okay. Let me take this call. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? You'll be my last caller, please. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Labour Progressive.
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Kesali, and I'm calling you from Texas, Houston.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. What's on your mind?
Thank you very much for the show. And one reason why I have respect for you is that you do not hide your identity like other people do. You know, your position is you are an opposition.
Yes.
You are a member of the Liberty Party.
Right.
But sometimes you come to the program, you say, hey, on this point, I stand at this crossroad. But I will try as much as possible to make it a discussion so that we all can be a part of it. I'll try to be at least a little bit neutral as I can be, but I stand with the opposition on this one.
Right.
Unlike some of your colleagues who will pretend to be neutral, but from the discussion, it will clearly tell you their position. I mean, which is really not good for the podcasting. This brother called Sheriff, or how they call him, I don't know, the village or what?
Prince Sheriff.
Prince Sheriff. He as much as I do not follow him, I think I have witnessed like one or two of his shows, but he's blank. He's point blank and telling you, hey, I am a sedition and I'm a pro-government podcaster. So when you go on his show, you know exactly what you're going to expect. You know? So everything he says on his show is about the government is good. Whether even the government is bad or not, the government is good. So, unlike Mr. So, who will sometimes come to the show and say he's being neutral, he has no party at all. But when you listen to Mr. So most of the time on his show, which you know I call on his show regularly, I'm a regular follower, but it tells you where Mr. So belongs. So I want you to take away the neutrality and focus on being a supporter of the CDC government and just preach for them. In that way, when we come on the show, we know how we are coming on the show. Having said that, on this CPP thing, you know, it did not come as a surprise to some of us. We've been following a little bit of politics that we know from our standpoint in Liberia. When the CPP started initially, I was one of those who posted on my page. I said this whole collaboration thing was not really going to work. And from previous collaboration that we have seen, the way things went, and the way I saw things going from the onset of the collaboration, especially between Benina Ure and Alexander Cummings, I just knew that this whole collaboration was not going to work. And you know, Cummings from my point of view, I think Cummings went to the collaboration with his heart. That's what I want to believe from my point of view, like I said. But his supporters, especially the ones from the diaspora, are the ones who are having the problem. To go into political arena, especially a merger, and you want to claim to be the one with the cleanest hand of all, you have no debt, you are the most pure person, it will not work, especially when it comes to our African politics. I don't even think it can work in any other politics anywhere around the world. And that is what I see with the people from the ANC, especially those that are from this side. And because of that rhythm and because of that propaganda they keep preaching, I think these are some of the reasons why the ANC is not getting the support, the needed support on the ground in Liberia.
Okay.
Because if you follow most of them, especially the ones from the diaspora, and some of the ones from Liberia are also even trying to learn from them.
Yeah. Okay.
They are just pushing this politics there. We are the best. We are clean. We are pure. We have no dirt on our hands, and this and that and that and that. And I can tell you, in as much as some of us have never been in charge of the civil war that fought in Liberia, we were never a part of it. But every Liberian, one way or the other, supported somebody in Liberia when it comes to this civil war.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But let me say something here before you leave.
Yeah.
Mr. So, I know him very well. He's not a sedition. I know that. Because first thing, even if he wanted to be a sedition, they would not want him. Because he's one of those that don't take a lot of, you know what. And I don't see him countering to any kinds of CDC behavior that he might not like. So I don't think he and CDC can make it in 1 or 2 days. No, I just don't see him going to, knowing CDC and the way they behave and things like that, and knowing Mr. So, I don't think they will make it more than an hour. So I don't see that. See, he's not a sedition, but I like to wrap it around his neck because the way he eyes and try, even though I've already identified myself, but then he will use that process to try to knock me off of my talking point. So then I have to throw something back and say, okay, then you sedition that way. But to be honest with you, Mr. So is not a sedition. I know that.
All right. Thank you for
he's not gonna.
Thank you for calling up. Thank you for calling up for your colleague. No problem. But for me, I stand by my word. I can't stand by my word.
Okay.
So, like I was saying, and just to close up, just to wrap up, I hope ANC, the colleagues, and from the ANC will change the rhetoric. The rhetoric they are having about being the cleanest people in the whole collaboration thing. I know the collaboration is going to be hard, but if they can change the rhetoric that they are pushing up, those rhetoric will not help forming. They need to change it and find a better way to make it worth for coming.
Right.
You know,
Thank you.
and
Thank you,
then
my
that
brother.
way it will be a better thing for us.
I
Thank
hope
you
so.
very much.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
your time.
All right. Well, folks, again, Samson, I don't think Pat Judge is with us tonight, and so he's not going to be here to call. Let me bring this show to an end. I've been out here for quite a while. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening, folks. I think, to be honest and to be frank with you guys and truthfully tonight, is that Senator Gay has given us an eye opener. Please, I don't do this all the time because I want you to do those things by yourself. But if you have the opportunity, please go and look on Liberian Public Radio and see if you can find the video from Senator Gay interview with us. There's a lot more on there than just the few I put together tonight. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from? I tell us, okay, you'll be the last caller now. What's on your mind, sir, ma'am?
Well, good evening, Mr. Toll from Toll Time.
Thank you.
This is Sam Jackson calling from Massachusetts. How are you?
I'm beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. It was well designed and educational, please.
Thank you, thank you.
It was good that you brought Mr. Gay. Representative Gay on the show because most of the time when people have these shows, they bring somebody with that discipline for a particular topic or for a particular point of view. Especially when we're talking about the budget surplus. I was happy that you brought somebody for the accounting background and who would just give us at least a tech talk on some of these things because I don't know whether Minister Tue is an accountant or an economist. As I know he might have done small accounting, but to say there's a budget surplus and then we're having people not being taken paid. The government not able to meet her, with a and with an ordinary payroll. That is the first thing, that is going to attack. Then I wonder where this surplus is coming from, So I was happy, when you brought him, up to at least, who is in the house to tell us why these things are happening. And nobody talk about it. Nobody question him to bring him, somewhere. Where's the surplus? If there's a surplus, why we can't go, to other, things, that the government need to attack. And nobody talk, except sometimes when you bring this thing up, and sometimes it pass through another ear, everybody pay attention. It was good that you brought it out, and I hope, that you can tap into it another time. Let other people, that in a particular discipline come up, and say something, because there are a lot of things that are going wrong, and people just don't want to talk. I don't know for what reason, maybe, for other political reasons, but I think there's a need for them to come on now and say things, about this place. Things are going on bad, and especially on the issue of money. It's something that the government has to be careful, how they talk about it, publicly. So I just wanted to tell you thank you for the show. And I'm one of those who hold your liberal view. And I wish, that anytime, I will call upon you and happy for the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. We appreciate you guys when we make these shows. Please give us a call and express yourself because it make a big difference.
I'm your friend. I know that very well.
Yeah, so the thing I always say to you guys is that it's not like you don't have anything to do, but to even take your time to wash off for 1 hour, 2 hours, that means a lot. It means a lot. Even though we're not getting paid in these kinds of things, but it means a lot. And that's why some of us, when we come to these kinds of programs, we try to prepare ourselves as much as possible so that we don't give you a lot of BS. Because I don't want you to come in here and wasting your time. So it took me just for Mr. Gay stuff to put the 6 or 7 video together. It took me almost 2 days, to do it. So I want to make sure, but the intent is when I come up and put something up, that at least you will know that there was an effort that went into that kinds of production. And so we appreciate when you guys call. It makes a big difference. So thank you very much. Next time when we have a show, please don't hesitate to call us. We appreciate it.
Oh, I do. I follow you all the way. In fact, my wife myself was talking about you about somewhere where Kwame was showing. I said, I wish I had the billions of dollars to call, for them to see whether something two times to make the bridge, and she was laughing, So I don't miss your show, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Again, folks, that's the show for the night. We want to thank you all, and we really, really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to all of us, and we say thank you. Okay, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm going to say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. This is Wednesday. We'll be back here Friday for sure. And we will continue to enlighten you, entertain you, and also whatever we have to do to get you going, we will. Please, let me lower the music. Please stay safe. Whatever you do out there, stay safe. It's very important. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Put your mask on your face. Put the gloves on if you go in places. Don't feel like people are going to laugh at you. Even if you got your glove to shake somebody's hand, do so. If the person won't shake your hand, that's fine. You can do the elbow. All right? Because it's this disease, they don't have no cure. So if you get it, you have zero problem. So don't be embarrassed. And I want to thank all of you again this evening. Let's continue to pray for one another. Good night, folks. Samson told.
mugwa yeba kupela yeba kukorbeto yeba kuloningai yeba korbebu deba moya tie menenga modu anenga modu kwako grogo berenyago daga na edwa daga na edwa na wogata kwe daga na wogata kwe kanyemi amaga korbeto na wogata kwe kanyemi o karaga pela wogata kwe daga na edwa na wogata kwe ewe wogata kwe Baba ye bukema, kadero dia kwa jana kwa bagu gene kai.